How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Robert Leonard here at the beautiful Gates Tennis Center. Today we're going to be talking about 5 common pickleball mistakes, how you can avoid them and make your game even stronger. So the first mistake we want to talk about is taking your eye off that ball. Every time you hit that ball, you want to watch your paddle hit that ball. Watch that ball all the way into your paddle. Avoid that temptation to look at where you want the ball to go, because then you're not going to hit it very well. Always keep your eye on that ball every single time you hit a shot, and that'll make sure you're hitting that sweet spot every time. The next mistake we want to talk about is not being in a strong ready position, okay? That strong ready position should have your paddle up. It should be out in front. That arm wants to be extended. I'm on my toes, my knees are bent. I'm looking ready for anything. I often see what I call the T-Rex ready position with these arms in here. And now we're gonna hit balls all in tight. Won't be very strong. Want to keep everything out in front. Sometimes I see people bring their paddles down here. Now that paddle's not ready for that fast ball that you want to deal with. And sometimes I see people hit a shot and stay in that shot instead of returning to that ready position. So every single time, always back to that strong ready position. The next mistake we want to talk about is hitting a backhand when you should hit a forehand, or hitting a forehand when you should hit a backhand. A forehand is a shot I want to hit when that ball's on the right side of my body. We call it a forehand because the fore, or the front of my hand, leads that shot. Ball's on the right side of my body, I take that with a forehand. A backhand, I'm going to hit on the left side of the body, or when that ball's right in front of my body, and now the back of my hand is leading that shot, we're calling that a backhand. If I try to hit a backhand on the right side, that doesn't look so good. Same thing with that forehand, when I should hit a backhand, doesn't look so good. Forehands on the right, backhands in the center or on the left. If you're left-handed, just reverse those. Something I see people do too is they'll change their grip when they go to hit perhaps a backhand, and you don't want to do that. You always want to keep this paddle stable in your hand. You don't want to be changing that grip around. The grip we want to use is called a continental grip. I'm going to have the V of my hand on that paddle. If this paddle was a hammer, I was going to hammer a nail. That's the grip I want. With that continental grip, you can hit a forehand and a backhand, and you never have to change it around. The next mistake we're going to talk about is going to be related to footwork. I always want my weight on my toes, and I always want my weight moving forward. When I do something from farther back in the court, I want to make sure I'm stepping into those shots, whether a drive, a return, or a drop shot. Always got that weight moving forward. If I do have to move backwards a little bit, I'm going to make sure I then step back into it. And even still, as we're moving up that court, still on those toes, once I get to that line, I'm still have that weight moving forward. I don't want to be leaning backwards as I hit that ball. I always want everything out in front, want my momentum and my weight out in front of me. A little bit of a safety issue here too. If the ball comes over your head and you have to go backwards to get it, make sure you never backpedal. When you backpedal, you allow your feet to get caught like this. You're leaning backwards, you can fall backwards. That can lead to some pretty serious injuries. Make sure you never backpedal. If you do have to run back in that court, you want to go sideways and move back sideways so that you're avoiding that backpedaling and leaning backwards. The next mistake we want to talk about is keep the ball in play. Keep that ball in bounds. Don't be the one that makes that mistake. If you get a high ball and you get to slam it in the middle of the court where you'll never miss side to side. Don't necessarily want to aim for that sideline where you might miss it. In order to win a point, quite literally, All you have to do is get that ball over the net and in the court one more time than your opponents did. So make sure you're hitting high percentage shots. You don't want to be the one that makes that mistake. Remember, this ball is a lot like a fish. The last place it wants to go is into a net.